Hey y'all, it's January the 2nd, 2018, and y'all, it's cold as hell right now. Alright, thank you, Bill Nye, for all your damn warming and stuff like this. It's very, very cold, and I'm sure it's very, very cold where y'all at. I hope y'all are staying very warm, somewhere all snuggled up. Listen, I wanted to holler at y'all about something, because I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't. Alright, something came to my attention only just recently, and I felt like that I had to share it because I feel like it's going to be key information in the future. So y'all might want to listen real hard. Thing is, I've noticed something. All right, a certain method of behavior. That usually on this channel, we tend to take note of certain patterns that take place in people's behavior and stuff. Sometimes they're all loopy. Sometimes their brains are all mixed up. The wiring's all mixed up. Stuff like this, and you start to notice a pattern. There's everything. Everything is really kind of explainable. After a while, once you break it all down, there are causes and effects all over the place. The thing is, I've noticed a certain kind of pattern and behavior that, like I said, I think is going to be key, crucial to note. All right, I'm about to note it in two different places that we're all probably familiar with. But of course, you'll after you've heard this, you'll start to see it in a lot of different places, and you'll start to understand what exactly is going on before most people do. All right. So, like I said, just to give the two examples, the first example is the whole this whole Donald Trump thing. All right. Remember with the collusion and the Russia? I know you've heard about it. No matter what's your opinion on the matter, I know that you've heard about it. The whole Russia collusion, this and that about a dossier and all sort of stuff. All right. I want to point that out because what's coming to the forefront, well, we all kind of already knew, is that behind this whole Russia collusion, Donald Trump, dirty dossier thing, you're going to find certain faces to include, and especially Hillary Clinton, for show. You're going to find her money behind it. Yeah, she's got a lot of money. And she knows a lot of people who also have a lot of money, who also want to have us believe that Donald Trump is colluding with Russia. Now, just for the sake of argument, let's leave it on the table that Donald Trump, it is possible that he's colluded with Russia, because a lot of people would look at me and they would say, hey, you're following Donald Trump blindly, and you're just whatever, you're doing whatever he says. And the thing is, that's not the case. All right. Like I said, we could leave it on the table. Donald Trump may perhaps be colluding with Russia. All right. It is possible. All right. I don't know 100% for sure that he isn't. Now, that being said, I do know 100% for sure there is no evidence to him doing it. I still haven't seen the evidence. And we're talking about a year deep into the whole situation. All right, a year deep, you still haven't seen the evidence. Here's the thing. If y'all had the slightest shred of evidence, I would have seen it. Y'all want to shut up about it. And the thing is, y'all would be rightful to do so, because I don't believe that colluding with Russia is any sort of thing that we can afford at all in this nation. We shouldn't be colluding with no one except ourselves and making ourselves great again. So the thing is, there's been absolutely no evidence. You see people reaching and scrambling for some shred of evidence that's not there. Meanwhile, if you were to ask people, bringing up, hey, where's the evidence about Donald Trump and Russia collusion? All they'll bring up is this damn stupid dossier that has, at this point, been debunked many times over. And I mean, we already know who's at the bottom of it, whose wives were getting paid for all sort of nonsense. We already know about it. All right, so yet and still, not one shred of evidence. To say that Donald Trump colluded with Russia, that's not to say that he didn't. I'm saying 0.00% evidence. There's no evidence. I would like to see evidence. We're about a year deep. All right. But, okay, you got that situation, and you got another situation that's very similar that a lot of people haven't really put together. All right. Very similar. Now, here's the reason why we started writing up K&D Justice Constitution is for this very reason. There's been trolls and infiltrators and people, you know what I'm saying, who wish harm on justice. They don't want justice. They don't want any sort of prosperity or anything like that. They don't like it, all right? So they try to infiltrate, right? We notice a certain sort of behavior that these people have, these trolls, all right? And that behavior is that they come in and they wildly start accusing everybody about anything, any one person, it doesn't matter who it is. They're going to start throwing out all sort of accusations, seemingly wild accusations, like almost random, like bewildering accusations. You might be like, what in the world is going on? Why do these people think that I would be capable of all this? And this is crazy. This is crazy talk. All right. It might sound like gibberish to you what the trolls are saying when they're accusing you of all sort of things that don't make any sense. You might become very bewildered by that. All right. Might I add that it's extremely similar to the whole Hillary Clinton, Russian collusion of Donald Trump and everybody. We got to investigate. We got to investigate. We got to investigate. There is no evidence. They still haven't gotten none. And that's amazing. All right. But we're a year deep into it. And what I want to point out is these two scenarios are actually more similar than it seems, because here's what we're finding out today. This is what we're finding out more and more as each day goes on. In regards to the whole Hillary Clinton and George Soros and all the rest paying money to try and trip up Donald Trump, even though there's no evidence about no kind of damn Russian collusion, like some sort of Russian collusion to make America great again, like that makes any damn sense, right? So there is no evidence of that, but what you have to understand, what we're finding out, is that what's crazy about it is that Hillary Clinton is actually guilty of pretty much every last thing that she's accused Donald Trump of in triplicate. Exactly, to the letter. And we're finding this out more and more each day, that Hillary Clinton is actually guilty of exactly word for word what she was accusing Donald Trump of. Back then, we were like, where's this all coming from? Who's making this stuff up? We were trying to figure it out. What does it all mean? What does it all mean? We're starting to figure it out. Hillary Clinton is exactly guilty of what it is that the whole mainstream media is purporting Donald Trump to be guilty of. Now, this is an interesting practice, and I want to point this out to you because this is a practice they'll use more often than not. We're talking about narcissists. We're talking about people who really want to do you in. What they'll do is they'll come in and they'll accuse you of, or any innocent person, they'll come in and accuse them of whatever, some heinous stuff, some random stuff. You might be like, why are they even saying these words? I don't understand. What you need to understand is this person more than likely is exactly guilty of every last thing they're accusing you of. Now, it's not a natural inclination to just know this about human beings. I personally did not really know that this was taking place, this exact practice, until only recently. The practice of these narcissists really legitimately coming in and accusing you or me or any innocent person at all of heinous, crazy, wild, random things. As it turns out, that is exactly what they're guilty of. In fact, this is the only way they were able to think it up. They would have never ever been able to think up to accuse you of these things unless they themselves were guilty. Now, it's going to be the case in all the troll situations all across the internet, to include Caitlin Nicole Davis Justice, right? But it's also the case very openly and very apparently in the Hillary Clinton deal, all right? Just over the top. We were all wondering what exactly was going on. Is becoming more and more clear every day. If you don't know what I mean as far as Hillary Clinton and Russia collusion, all right, all you have to do is start Googling words. You know what I'm saying? You want some words? Uranium one? How about you Google it? How about you go find out? There's a lot of people who would type in uranium one and they'll read, oh, what's there to find out? about Hillary Clinton selling y'all down the river, Bill Clinton by her side. They're talking about, oh, we'll give you all our uranium, 70%. If this is a nuclear game that we're playing, we're gonna give Russia, the other powerhouse, all our uranium. Why? To line the pockets of the Clintons? Is it that simple? Is it is it that simply that the Clintons are exactly guilty of what it is, every last word that they're saying about Donald Trump? Is it that they're actually writing out a list of things in which they are guilty of and then accusing Donald Trump of it? Is that what's happening? All right. Is that's what's happening with all these here trolls? All these trolls that think that they're so slick, and it used to work back in the day. Traditionally used to work to like confuse people, because you see, if you, the narcissists, come in and start accusing people of exactly what you do, by the time they figure out and get their wits about them and start to prove their own innocence, they're going to figure out that you're actually doing exactly what you purported everybody else to be doing. And so therefore it used to be hard to accuse you back. You know what I'm saying? Because people didn't understand the game you were running. Now it's becoming more and more apparent. Now we already know your tricks. So when you come along and you start accusing us of heinous things, to include, sexual acts with children, we know for damn sure the kind of things you have on your mind. All right? You think you're hiding it, and you're hiding nothing. In fact, you're showing us your hand. And I thought they would want to know that, but, some of them still won't learn. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it is January the 2nd. It is 2018. We are balls deep up in the tribulation, and I will holler at y'all a little bit later.